How you doing? This is Erick from VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments here this evening about 8:30 and some change. So, hey, it's getting close to, that's right, to Christmas and Christmas Eve. Happy Christmas Eve. Hope you're doing wonderful out there. Got the graphic up. It's a happy Christmas Eve. That's right. Gearing up for Christmas. Some people, I remember when I was younger, I'm just going to do a little announcement, and then I'm just going to chat a little bit about Christmas, some things, public service announcements, a little bit of real estate investing as well. But I just wanted to come out here live and say thank you to all past, present, future mentees of America. Anybody who's worked with us, investors, that have worked with us now in the past and the future, and future investors, obviously, agents, brokers, wholesalers, newbies, seasoned creative real estate investors, everything under the sun. We appreciate you. God bless you with abundance, prosperity, health, and wealth to you and your family, from our family to your family. We appreciate you. And if you're just watching this video, hopefully you see the video, watch it all the way through. I'm always going to be dropping some pro tips and awesome juicy nuggets in regards to the creative real estate investing world, or the real estate investment world, period. I want to say sponsored by VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments, and soon Lux. So that's our premier real estate investment firm that for the future of 2026, 27, and beyond, obviously throughout the United States of America, coming to a city and town near you. That's the whole premise and goal of VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments. Powered by Amplified Media, a media broadcasting and marketing company. But I just want to say Merry Christmas, okay? So Merry Christmas. Hopefully you're doing well. I'm going to switch this up a little bit and move the screen up here so you can see my face a little bit better, so you can see eye to eye. And hopefully you're rock and rolling, having an awesome day, and you're with family. And just be careful out there, depending on where it's at. Believe it or not, in Southern California, there's some crazy flooding and a bunch of rain. Some people are going, oh, it's just rain. Well, you got to remember, we got mountains out here, and there's flash floods and all kinds of crazy shit can happen. Not to mention with the current administration and their half-assness, shit doesn't get done the way it should be, and it puts a lot of lives and people in jeopardy, right? So praying for those people if that's happening, the flood. There's been a bunch of flood alerts and actually warnings, not alerts, they're actually flood warnings. So be careful. I know Northern California is getting their ass kicked. It's coming down towards the middle of Southern California, like Fresno and Bakersfield, and then creeping down here. So if it rains again tomorrow, like it did today, or even throughout the night, there's going to be a lot of flooding in Palm Springs, Vegas, all that good stuff. For sure, Palm Springs is probably getting flash floods, and that's pretty scary at the end of the day, because you got to remember, you got the mountains and you got just desert land, right? It's flat as shit. And then that water is just going to come down and then wash out a bunch of shit. It's happening. I believe it's happening like close, not too far from here, San Bernardino County and Wrightwood. So there's a bunch of flooding, evacuations happening. So pray for those people, and even the people that are helping them, like the firemen and all those other people that do that stuff, right? It's pretty scary. So if you don't have to drive, don't drive, right? Be safe. And then anybody in the Midwest, everything from the East Coast to the Midwest and all that good stuff, hopefully things are going well for you. I'm sure it's chilly, it's cold. I don't know what the weather looks like in those different areas, but hopefully you're having gearing up for an awesome Merry Christmas. But I didn't want to come out here live because I said I would. Yes, I'm going to be back because today is obviously day 20 for me anyways. Maybe you might not know, but I've done a challenge for myself. It's day 20 of 100 videos and 100 days or 100 push-ups. And so I got to get, this is part of that series where I'm going to get in and I'm going to drop this video. So I have day 20 in of my 100 videos and 100 days or 100 push-ups. I already missed one day and I had to do 100 push-ups. That was pretty brutal. The chest is a little sore. The arms are a little sore, but it felt good and got me off my butt. So that's cool. Amen. Thank you, God. So this is, and it's kind of an evolution of things that is coming to pass by doing these videos every single day. I know a lot of times I come on, I do these. We got Wildness Wednesday, which is like today, but it's actually Christmas Eve. And then Thursday's the deal day, Friday for Friday highlights, Saturday for some Saturday training or in the field, Sunday sermon, rants and raves, and then Mindset Money Monday. And then Tuesday's the deal day, and then back to Wellness Wednesday. That's usually the schedule as I come and go in and out of those things, depending on what's happening for the month. And of course, what's happening with mentees and training and VIP Execs Realty Lending and Investments. Step into excellence, right? Always going to be popping some little commercials and little blurbs and slipping stuff in, because that's what this is about, right? That's why we're doing this. One is to help our fellow Americans across the United States of America, one American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track together with you and others across the United States of America. Powered by Amp Live Media, which is a media broadcasting and marketing company that powers us and mentees throughout the United States of America. And our one-on-one mentoring program, the only program of its kind where we train and mentor you and others across the United States of America. Yes, that's true. It's the only program, I guarantee it, because nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants the liability and all that other good stuff. But I'm going to pop that up there right there. It's something you can scan real quick. It's free home search for investment properties in Southern California. Scan the QR code. And if you got property that you need to sell, luxury property, regular property, investment property, or you're looking for your forever home, or you're an investor looking for property or deals, or even wanting to get funded, right, through traditional means of a conventional loan, FHA loan, Freddie, Fannie, all that good stuff, right, a VA loan. Sometimes if it's in buttfuck Egypt, way super far out there, USDA loans, they can help, especially you millennials. If you're looking for something and you're saying, oh my God, I can't afford a property. Yes, you can. You got a job for at least 2 years and you got some money and you built a little bit of some decent ass credit. It could be a 580, 600, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I think 580 is for FHA. VA, obviously, you got to have some, you get the VA, but you don't got to pay anything. The buyers, put in all that cash to help you out and things of that nature. USDA loan is 100% as well. Just got to jump through some hoops. Conventional, obviously, you got some money saved up. You got some decent credit, and you're probably going to get the best rate and the best deal because those move super quick. And I know if I'm a seller, I'd rather deal with the conventional loan than VA, FHA, or USDA or anything else like that because it's quicker and faster, and you can move super quick. But we do, obviously, from VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments, right? We do the lending aspect, so we can help you get pre-qualified and make sure you are pre-qualified because in this day and age, look, you got to have a contract for listing. You got to have a contract as a buyer and for being represented by a buyer because no one's going to show you property out there, right? There's a lot of people saying, oh, just show me. There are some people that are just teaching that stuff. You just go out and show it. But they put in all those things, just rules you got to follow if you are licensed and you're part of the MLS. That's the public sector, right? So, hey, you got to do what you got to do. You still got to get qualified and all that good stuff so you can be able to purchase a property, right? And then obviously you got the off-market stuff, and you got the public or private sector. That's where I lived for a long time. But we get the best of both worlds when you come aboard and work with VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments, and now Lux, right? So, you're going to get, yes, the standard stuff, which is listings, but it's not even standard. I shouldn't even call it that because it's VIP treatment all the way. Now, that's the thing. Customer service has taken a shit over the years, right? So they're getting back to that, getting back to Made in America, getting back to customer service, getting back to taking care of the client, making sure you're delivering a product that is 100% solid all the way around, even if it's an intangible product, like an attorney or a doctor or things of that nature, right? Where you have to go to school for years and years and years and still be licensed as well. If it's a trade school, it's different, right? That's different. You go and you learn, you per hour and all that good stuff, right? A lot of those things are going to be emerging as well because of the way the real estate market is shifting and changing and building and affordable housing and all that good stuff. AI, all this crazy stuff that's being built and those industries are being built back in America. So that's awesome. Back to Made in America. That's what VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments and now Lux is all about is, yes, right? Made in America. Taking care of our clients, taking care of you yourself, who's a fellow American, right? Who's going after that dream, whether it's the dream job, the dream car, the dream house, the dream girl, the dream husband, the dream family. We all have dreams. We all want the same thing. We're all human beings and we want the same stuff, right? It's very rare that people don't want the same stuff. And if they say they don't, it's BS. It's just the programming that they've had when they grew up or programming that they've, whatever it may be. 9 times out of 10, it's the programming, it's propaganda, BS, and people, they drink the Kool-Aid. You stop drinking the damn Kool-Aid. Who wants the government Kool-Aid? Who wants the government cheese? Who wants the government bread? Fuck all that shit, right? Get your own juice, right? At the end of the day, excuse my French. And, do what you need to do. Get back to dreaming again. 2026 is around the corner, okay? New Year's is here, okay? Now, I'm not gonna lie. I have goals that I write up and I, change and alter throughout the year, revise them. So, yeah, it's not a New Year's resolution. It's just, hey, what did I accomplish 2025? What do I want to accomplish in 2026 and 2027 and beyond, right? What direction are we going? And that usually comes about this time of the year, right? Even though you got family and God and, and country and you got, parties and stuff or whatever, people come together, and that's part of the holidays here. So I just want to come out here and share a couple things. Yes, it's still all business because at the end of the day, I am all about business. And yes, that's what we're here to do. We're here to deliver. We're here to, share our wares and give as much as we possibly can. But we all got to feed our families. This is how I feed mine is obviously, doing business or real estate and mentoring, coaching and training and bringing on people and servicing the people who need property, looking for property, investors, lending, all that good stuff is part of the real estate business. Not trying to be everything to everybody, only specific things, right? We specialize in creative real estate investing. We specialize, right, in VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments and now Lux, right? Where that's our goal is to take care of those clients. Whether, like I said, if you're trying to look for your forever home or your second home or your third home, or maybe you have property that's just not selling for whatever reason, that agent or broker didn't do their job correctly or overpriced the property or didn't help you. They just said, let me list it, sign this, and threw it on the MLS and crossed their fingers. That's 90% of what most agents and brokers do. You don't want that. That's not going to help you. The market's shifting and changing, and those types of people are getting weeded out. Trust me. The whole thing is shifting, right? Look at all the companies that got bought out by Compass and all kinds of other stuff, and Zillow and Redfin all competing with each other. So we're going in the different direction, right? We're going to go with the road less traveled, and we're going with the boutique real estate investment firm, with the VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments and now Luxury. At the end of the day, we're going to, train our agents. Our agents are going to be part of the AMP Live, the American Mentee Program. And also being, understanding how to list, work with buyers, but at the same token, how to dominate their area when you got wholesalers, investors, and newbies and seasoned people snatching up those deals, right, to compete. At the end of the day, it's coming together as it's not competition. It's always going to be competition. Let's just be straight up, right? It doesn't matter. Kumbaya doesn't pay the bills at the end of the day. Hey, high five, here you go. Yeah, that's all bullshit at the end of the day. Now, obviously, you want to do it correctly, right? And that's by nothing has changed here for us and me, myself, as well as for VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments, is integrity, loyalty, and communication. As I always say, communication can break down and be repaired, but the first two can't. Once those are broken, hey, don't call us, don't do whatever. Good luck to you, vice versa. And same with us. If we break those covenants, which I know we never will, because there's no reason to, and never have, then it's the same for us as well, right? So you don't deserve to do business with each other at the end of the day. But this is where I'm at with all this good stuff, right? So super excited for 2026. Yes, I'm taking the day for Christmas Eve. 4, 5, 6, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, would I be thinking I'd be on video talking about real estate and talking about my personal life and business and stuff on Christmas freaking Eve? The answer to that would be no, right? Christmas Eve would be awesome, right? It'll just kicking back with family, you're eating, you're in your freaking pajamas and all that good stuff, got the fireplace roaring and all that good stuff, hanging out, cranking up the Christmas music, cranking up some metal or whatever you like. Maybe it's country, maybe it's classical music, who freaking knows, right? But whatever gets your juices going, and then hanging out with family, maybe a little bit of dinner, maybe you're going out, and going to a party or something or whatever it may be and gearing up for Christmas. Now, I know when I was younger, because I grew up that way, my Christmas was Christmas Eve, right? So Christmas Eve would be the jam. And of course, when you're a kid, you're like, oh man, trying to sleep. And they're saying, hey, go to sleep. You get up and you go sneak because you want to see what's going on. And then they, mom would say, hey, get your ass to bed, go to bed. And, you just couldn't sleep until finally a couple minutes, I don't know, maybe an hour, 30 minutes before midnight, you're crashed out. Right? And then all of a sudden they come wake you up. Let's go. Now, some people are different, right? You open a couple of presents. Maybe you open one on Christmas Eve. For me, it was about, no, Christmas Eve was like vampire time. We get up, we open up our shit, racetracks, the muscle toys and whatever the hell that I used to get, the green machine. I remember all those toys that stuck out in my mind. And, train tracks and all that good stuff. Sister, all the girly stuff. And, parents, whatever the hell they got. And then you just play with your damn toys all freaking night. And then during the day, you're kind of sleeping like a bear. And then you get up and you play with your shit again, right? So it was awesome because it was Christmas Day, and dinner and family. And other people was like, nope, okay. You sleep and you kick back and you wake up super early in the morning. You open up all your freaking presents. You eat some breakfast and you throughout the day, you have some dinner and family and things of that nature. You go visiting different family members if that's what you do, depending on your situation. And that's it, right? And then we do it again, when New Year's comes. So I just wanted to say thank you from our family to your family. God bless you with abundance, prosperity, health, and wealth. Merry Christmas to you. Yes, it's Merry Christmas. It's not Happy Holidays. It's not, any of that other shit. I don't care. Whatever you do is cool. I get it. But for me, it's Merry Christmas. If that offends you, I'm not going to apologize for it because it's Merry Christmas for us and Merry Christmas for the United States of America. It's what this whole country is based on, is the United States of America, is the nuclear family, and obviously God and the Bible and country and family and all that good stuff, right? So God, me, and obviously, at the end of the day, you got family and then everything else after that. That's just the way things are for me. And for you, hey, I get it. Maybe you're thinking about stuff. I'm not here to preach about anything, but there are books. I don't have them with me right now, but hey, there are books that, I read. You got to study and read every day. Help yourself, whatever gets you fired up and motivated. It's part of the requirements when someone comes aboard and works with us through the American Mentee Program is, they got to read, think, and grow rich. It's part of coming aboard and working with us. And then we continue to move forward because it helped me. Those thoughts look, I'm not a holy roller, but I am a God-fearing man. I believe in, God. At the end of the day, that's what keeps me rolling. I'll be honest with you, ever read the whole Bible and understood it? No. Jack Hibbs and Calvary Chapel and all those lovely people down there explain it to the point where we can understand it. I can understand it. And I probably should dive deeper, right? I dive deep into those books. Why wouldn't I dive deeper? So I'm being honest here, right? But understanding it, the words and stuff is, it's a kind of trying to figure out what they mean without, not knowing and having it being deciphered by someone like Jack Hibbs, who's been in the business of, religion and God and being, a Christian for decades, right? So he knows that stuff, right? That's his passion. That's his love. Just like real estate is mine and creative real estate is mine. And Miss Elizabeth is obviously, the real estate and the brokerage and the lending and all that good stuff. We put those together. That's what we have, VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments. Scan that QR code down below. Get on our VIP buyers list right there. Get in our ecosystem just to connect, touch bases with us. Maybe you want to get your license. Maybe you already have your license. Maybe you're looking for a home and you're like, hey, I want the best of both worlds. I like what you're saying. How does that work? What do you mean the best of both worlds? The public sector, private sector. I think we all know that if you're in real estate, there's investors, there's wholesalers, all kinds of stuff going on. Creative real estate investing. They're all starting to just get like mixed together and stuff. And, there's copy and pasters, there's daisy chainers, there's agents that are awesome. There's agents that are lazy. There's brokers that care. There's brokers that don't care. There's everything under the sun at the end of the day. Well, we want to take it in a different direction. We're going to take it in our direction. We want to take it in a direction where it's the road less traveled, but when we're rocking with people, right? We're rocking with a bunch of mavericks. Think of it that way, right? Like a bunch of mavericks. And, I'm not into horses. I don't really like horses, but it's a good analogy because those stallions rock, right? They're tough hombres at the end of the day, right? So, think of it that way. We're just going in that direction, whatever the metaphor is, as far as what we're doing, obviously going that direction is like-minded. Like-minded is super powerful. So with that said, let me get some water here because I'm talking and getting a little bit of dry mouth here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take too much time. I'm going to go through some of these slides. Thursday, I will be back tomorrow. I know it's Christmas Day, but I got to get my video 21 in. So maybe it'll be brief. Maybe I'll just rock that seminar or webinar at 7 p.m. Or maybe I'm just going to come in and knock it out. Or I might just record it and then have it played. That would probably be the smartest and the easiest and maybe the laziest, right? But it's not authentic. So I'll probably just come on live wherever I'm at and whatever I'm doing, and go live for video 21 for the 100 videos, 100 days, or 100 push-ups, right? I don't want to do that again. That was pretty tough. That was brutal, especially if you've never done 100 push-ups in like decades or forever, for that matter, right? It's pretty brutal. But I had to do it. Right? Because if I didn't, then at least I would know. Even if you didn't and you weren't here to see it, my son was cracking up because he couldn't wait. He was like, yeah, you're gonna miss the day, man. You're gonna miss the day, and you're gonna have to do 100 push-ups. But he was right there. Come on, let's go, right? So that was pretty awesome. That's cool. I'm very happy for direction. Life is going. Super grateful to life and God and all that good stuff. And it's all about connecting, with people and moving forward, connected to the universe, God, people, things. We all have dreams. So, I say, don't stop dreaming. The day you stop dreaming, it's almost like people who retire. When they retire and they got nothing to do or have nothing to do, or they just, their sense of purpose is gone, they usually will perish and die, right? You got to have something. It doesn't matter if you're 40, 50, 60, 80, 100 years old. You got to have some type of purpose to keep you rolling, whether it's family, whether it's something you're wanting to build, or maybe it's something you've always wanted to build, or touch somebody as far as, helping them out, or maybe it's helping the veterans, or maybe it's helping people or the homeless, or creating a piece of software that you've always wanted to do, or a solution that you thought about, but you didn't think could be able to get funded, or maybe you thought, oh, nobody's going to like my idea. Who gives a shit? You got to go for it, right? You got to be fearless. And I get it. We're all going to kind of hold back sometimes. I think this is the time right now for the next 4 or 5 years is to move forward. No matter what the obstacle is, no matter what the situation is, go for it. What do you have to lose? Absolutely nothing. You only live once in your lifetime, unless you're like, I think a Buddha or something like that. Don't quote me on all that stuff either, right? Because I'm just assuming, and I shouldn't. I know I get it, right? But, reincarnation and all that good stuff, and, come back as a bird or a worm or fucking fart. I'm just kidding. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, hey, it is what it is. We do good on earth right now, right? I know I don't want to be part of that shit, right? And I know when I did the push-ups, put a little video together, and it basically does say, hey, when I put my feet down, I do want, God, or not God, I want God to say, hey, thank you, right? But if it's the devil or entities or all that negative shit, right, it's going to say, boom, he's awake, right? I'm awake. I'm awake because I'm here to be positive. I'm here to put that positive light. That's the super important thing is light. Light is the jam, right? Darkness is what it is, right? But you can't have dark without light and light without dark, right? There's a cool song with, I think it's Judas Priest and Pantera. There's an awesome song about that. But that's just me, the ADHD kicking in. So I'm going to go through a couple of these slides. I'm going to go and wrap up. What do I got here? It's 23 minutes. I'll probably go for about 30 minutes. So about another 7 minutes. And then I'm going to wrap this all up. I will be back for tomorrow, but I got my video number 20 in of 100 videos, 100 days, or 100 push-ups. At the same token, I'm going to knock out a video, usually with the Amp Live Real Estate Show. I'm your host. Obviously 23 minutes into it and barely announcing this stuff. Hey, because it's live and uncut. It's always live and uncut. I like it that way. It's unscripted. Yes, sometimes I have some notes and I'll go through the notes and go that route. And, I don't read stuff. I don't read a teleprompter or any of that good stuff. But I appreciate if you would like, love, and share. Like, love, and share. I appreciate that. If you would do that, it helps us continue to do this stuff. And at the same token, gets it out there and the algorithms through social media. Because right now it's being this is being streamed live on several platforms, right? So it's not just on Facebook. So it's on Facebook, Instagram, all those different places, TikTok, or whatever we're connected to. I believe we're going to be connecting to Rumble as well. Rumble is a little bit kind of like YouTube, but it's maybe a little different on the stuff that they run. But we can go live there, so we're going to be going live on Rumble as well as YouTube, and I think that's the newest platform that we're going to start going live on. So let me go ahead and switch this up here. Let me put this graphic back up here because I think it's important. Happy Christmas Eve, and hopefully tomorrow you'll have a Merry Christmas. It's 9 p.m. right now, so that means in the East Coast, right? New York, Florida, Merry freaking Christmas. If you're watching this, you see this, Merry Christmas. to you and your family. Bless you with abundance, prosperity, health, and wealth. We got about 3 more hours for us down here before it's a good old Christmas time. And, be safe out there. I'm going to go ahead and put this up. Let me see. I'm just going to go through a few slides. Which ones do I want to go through? This is cool stuff, so I can pull up whatever the heck I want. This is probably, I might do this tomorrow, or I might save it for the week after. It does say December 25th. That's Christmas, right? You're probably going, hey, it's Christmas. That's crazy. Why would you want to do that, right? Why not? Nothing is, there's no rules, right? But you can get instant access to my free Surfing for Deals right there. You can scan that QR code. You can also go to the top where it says register free. Jump in that group. It's Let's Share Real Estate Investment Deals. Let's Share Real Estate Investment Deals. And scan that QR code so you can get into that Facebook group. It's absolutely free. You can also scan that QR code down below to get the Surfing for Deals, which is going to help you blow up your phone, email, text, and all that good stuff, and with actual deals, right? In other words, you'll be talking to sellers very, very quickly. And there's a free video, some training, some cheat sheets, about a 13-page PDF that you can download for free, absolutely free. It's not $1,500. It's actually free, where you get instant access to that. I'm going to share myself and Miss Elizabeth from VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments, and now Lux. You can, if you can see, basically we do deal with the public sector and private sector. We're talking short sales, pre-foreclosures, NODs, NOTs, notice to trustee sales, right? Rent to own, lease to own, all that good stuff, as well as luxury properties, listing luxury properties, selling luxury properties, anything under the sun, and including the loans and things of that nature that across the board. Anything that's traditional real estate and private real estate, we do, and we knock that shit out together, okay? You can scan that QR code. We got something special. We're bringing back the 30-day challenge. You can scan that QR code for the 30 days to a deal challenge. I challenge you to jump aboard. I guarantee you, if you do what needs to be done and you follow directions and you follow the recipe, because we'll be right there with you, guarantee you're going to get deals. It's the ones that don't, or the ones that don't follow directions, want to try to reinvent the recipe, who don't show up to the party. And if you don't show up to the party, shame on you, right? You're not going to get what you want to get out of this. You got to show up to the party. If you don't show up to the party, then nothing happens, right? And you can watch videos all day long and watch the TikTok and YouTube and watch videos. If you want to watch videos over and over and over and over, hey, God bless you. Have fun. That's just an excuse to say, I watch these videos. I'm still watching my videos. I'm still learning, and you're not doing shit. You got to take action. Action begets action. Money begets money. Speed begets speed. Period. Those are just the natural laws of the universe. You need to follow through with that stuff, right? I know it's hard sometimes, right? But that's what we're here to do, to help you, motivate you, to help you, right? I think it was what's that show, the 70s show or something like that with Red, say, if you need me to put a boot in your ass, I'll put a boot in your ass. Let's go. Let's rock and roll, right? Because I know when I needed it, hey, some bitches put a boot in my ass, I had to get going, right? Let's go. Let's get rocking and rolling. Get off your arse. It's your duty. Let's do what we need to do together. Yes, including as, men and women. This is United States of America is changing for the better, cleaning up a lot of the bullshit and getting back to Made in America, getting back to customer service, getting back to what? That's right, VIP. VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments, and now Lux is the future of real estate. Guarantee it. I guarantee you're going to see more and more of that. You're going to see boutique real estate brokerages coming back and all that good stuff. But the beautiful thing about coming aboard and working with us is that you get the best of both worlds. You're going to get the public sector and you're going to get the private sector, right? I'm an expert at the private sector. Been doing it a couple of decades. And Elizabeth, with the public sector, it's a couple of decades of experience, right? You're going to have almost a half a century of experience from our team and what we do and how we do things, right? That's the beauty. That's the art of the deal. I like to call it the Amplified method, the VIP method. At the end of the day, guess what? When you learn these things, nobody can take them away from you. Nobody. It's having a superpower. I call it a superpower. I used to say, man, magical words. I don't like that. But they are. How you do stuff, right? Having a superpower by knowing what other people do not know how to do is a superpower, right? Of course. They're either going to be too lazy and they don't want to learn it, or they just decide they don't want to, or they feel they can't, because if they say they can't, they're already defeated. That's okay. That just means more for us, more for the ones who want to take those risks. And I'm not saying risk in a bad way. What I'm saying is taking the road less traveled, right? And by doing that, you have to learn these things. Is it painful? No, right? You're not picking up a hammer. You're not like sweating and doing all this crazy stuff or doing any physical crazy. You're doing mental stuff. It's all mental. And you're using your mouth and a pen and skill sets, right, to be able to achieve some things that others are not willing or others cannot or will not go after. It's okay. Real estate is not for everybody. That's why you leave it to the experts. You leave it to us and to others who love it, who have a passion for it, and who that is their jam. That's our jam. So with that said, scan that QR code, jump on there, register for the 30-day 2-deal challenge. I'm going to introduce you to Miss Elizabeth real quick. There she is. Your key to home ownership. Scan that QR code. VIPeXecs, Realty, Lending, and Investments, and now Lux. So we'll be specializing in luxury because the market is shifting and it's changing. And there's a lot of luxury properties out there that are sitting on the market that need what? They need freaking experts. They need a half a decade of experience. They need somebody like us or a team like us where it's all about the art of the deal, the amplified method, VIP method to get stuff done, to get these properties sold, right? As well as hunting them and then negotiating the best deals as well. Get the best of both worlds with VIPeXecs, Realty, Lending, and Investments, and now Lux. The premier boutique real estate investment company coming to a city, town, and state near you. It's a beautiful, lovely thing. All right, let me keep on rocking and rolling here. I'm going to wrap this up. Oh, 30 minutes there. We're done. So check it out. Make sure you scan that QR code right there. That's going to be for Erick's Creative Real Estate Domination Live Networking Meetup. Absolutely free. If you're in Southern California, let's break some bread. Let's have some coffee, lots of water, right? And let's talk shop about real estate, creative real estate, business, life, everything under the sun. Because this is all about the networking. It's all about the long-term, long-term relationships, right? I'm not going anywhere, knock on wood, anytime soon. So, take advantage of it. We're here in Southern California. We'd love to meet with you. I don't care if you're in New York, the East Coast, Midwest, or whatever, or you're floating around in Northern California. You come down to Southern California. Hey, open door policy. Shoot out a text, email, or someone to get in touch with me, and we'll see if we can meet, or we'll maybe at an event of some sort, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. If you need some help with any of that stuff, definitely reach out. Do a DM. Send those deals our way. We appreciate that. I want to say thank you for all the people who have been sending deals to DM and just sending properties in single family and multifamily. We definitely appreciate that. Thank you very much. And if you, want to work on deals together, let's do it. It is a vetting process. We do sit down and we make sure that we're a good fit, right? That's business. As you see, we're always on the right track because more and more people are the copy and pasters are dropping. The daisy chainers are there and people are recognizing this stuff. It's been around forever. Some people act like, oh my God, I can't believe that this is where the market's going. That shit has been happening for years already, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, almost a decade or more since social media came out anyways. Before that, there was no such thing as a daisy chainer. There was no such thing as a copy and paster. There was people that were unscrupulous investors that would go behind your back and circumvent your deal, of course. That's why we came up with how we do things, right? We vet every investor. We vet every seller. We vet every buyer. And we make sure we get an NC and D in place or we get proof of funds. And we make sure that we are on the same page so we're not wasting each other's time. And we don't hide behind the keyboard and keyboard warriors. And is it harder to get a hold of us? Of course, because it's an open door policy, but we're not there to just chit chat and talk with a bunch of people. But hey, at the end of the day, that's what we do, right? You can talk to a lot more people through text than a phone call, but sooner or later, you got to get on the phone so we can rock a deal. And then let's build an alliance together, right? And then work together, right? That's what this is all about. So scan that QR code. I'll share. We're going to get into it and what I'm all about, how I got started, how VIPeXecs is born, and the American Mentee Program, Amplified, all that good stuff, and see if we're a good fit. If we're a good fit, proposal will be dropped down to you and offered to you. And if you decide to take that mission, as I say, then awesome. Congratulations. If not, that's okay. No harm, no foul. Maybe later on down the road or not. It's okay, right? You're not going to take anything personal. All right, so this is cool right here. This is some of the marketing that we have that we're going to be using for the door knocking program as it comes and drops down the wire, where you're going to get some flyers here with Sell Your House Fast. There'll be some of these half flyers, business cards that we'll be able to give to you so you can give out. And we're going to rock deals together. I like this one here. It's kind of cool. This is usually a half-page flyer with all our information. And this is back to the We Buy Houses, right? We Buy Houses, ugly ones too, cash your terms. Saturday House fast, get an instant offer. Making friends in the local neighborhood to dominate that neighborhood. That is obviously the goal. But definitely jump aboard this real quick. That's going to be the Real Estate Domination Limited Time webinar. That's going to be tomorrow, 9 times out of 10. It's every Thursday, okay? So I know it's Christmas Day, so we may postpone it and do it the next following week. But tomorrow, no matter what, I'm coming down the wire for my video 21 because I got to get it locked in. But lock in your spot down below. That's for the American Mentee Program. I'm going to go ahead and share this real quick. If you're in Southern California, you want to be part of this wholesaling 101 using door knocking to land your next deal, then definitely scan that QR code and lock in your spot. Okay. Now, we're going to chit-chat. We're going to see if we're a good fit. If we are, we'll move forward. We'll invite you. You'll come out. We'll show you the mission to the submission, show you how to get those appointments. We'll do some training. We'll break bread, and then we're going to go out into the field. You'll be assigned some leads and things of that nature as you go to the door, and there'll be a lead person that's going to help you. And then we'll be there with the computers and all that good stuff so we can rock deals right there at that specific time. To either get in the house and walk it and get them a contract, or we're gonna set that appointment for that day and go back with the closers to lock that son of a bitch up, right? Because time is of the essence with a lot of these properties when we're doing this type of stuff, okay? So it'll be a beautiful, lovely thing. And if you decide to keep on coming back and you want to earn and learn, then this is going to be a beautiful opportunity for you as well as for us, because we're just going to get more and more deals at the end of the day, right? So I'm excited about that. I'm going to go ahead and let me see where we're at. Oh, here we go. So once again, VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments now and Lux. So definitely step into excellence. Mortgages for millennials, for sure. If you're considering buying and selling a home, don't go solo. Let's help you out, obviously. And then obviously for the American Mentee Program, get deals done through the American Mentee Program, create a real estate investing, one-on-one mentoring for real results. Sign up. So I believe we have something here that we can, a little QR code that I can share with you. Boink. How about that one? There you go. Amplify presents the American Mentee Program. Adjust, adapt, or perish. I say rock and roll. Scan that QR code. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to put my mug back up here. Boink. See if I can do that. And then I'm going to wrap this up. We're at 37 minutes, so I'm 7 minutes over. So should have brought that. Should have rocked that timer. Scan that QR code right there. Lock in your spot for the one-on-one mentoring program. I'm going to wrap this up with one last thing here. And I encourage you to amplify the art of the deal. Amplify your business. But first and foremost, this is what this is all about. Happy Christmas Eve. All right. So happy Christmas Eve. Have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. God bless you with abundance, prosperity, health, and wealth. As I always say, rock and roll in all that you do. And let's get back to Made in America, customer service. That's, hey, 2026 is here. Let's work together in some capacity or not. Keep on watching. I appreciate it. Like, love, and share. Your host, Erick of the Amplify Real Estate Show, brought to you and sponsored by VIPeXecs Realty, Lending, and Investments. And now Lux, because we're bringing the luxury department to the table. All for a reason, right? We don't do anything unless there's a reason for it. Same thing for the American Mentee Program, all that good stuff. Powered by Amplify Media, a media broadcasting and marketing company. Look forward to rocking and rolling with you. Be safe out there. I think Santa Claus is cruising around out there. So, you know, are you getting a lump of coal? Or are you getting a present? Who knows, right? Have you been naughty, good, bad, all that good stuff? At the end of the day, I remember those. I'm probably going to go off the cuff here before I wrap this up. But if you remember, maybe, you know, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Snowman, all those crazy cool cartoons back in the day when you'd be in your pajamas and stuff and you're just hanging out and blankets and stuff, you know, hanging out with your family. Those were the days. Now, I come from an era where, yeah, I was a latchkey kid at the end of the day, but you know what? When probably around 4, 5, 6 years old, we were able to leave the doors open and the windows open until stuff started happening, right? You know, now everything's locked down, right? Everything's locked down. You got the Ring, you got videos, you got cameras and stuff, right? All kinds of crazy shit in a world that is obviously lived right here on this freaking thing. And here makes the world a lot smaller So definitely I challenge you, start dreaming again, get geared up for 2026 and 2027. Opportunities are already moving forward, not just with us, but in general for real estate, as well as the whole world, with the industries that are coming down the wire with AI and all kinds of stuff is coming to America. So that means opportunities for you, as well as for us. And I'm super grateful. So I'll leave it without further ado. Rock and roll and all that you do. You have an awesome, beautiful, and safe Merry Christmas.